Text 19
Mr.
synonyms.
Prabhu has joined. Prabhuji, Paramanand Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji. I've already started the recording.
Oh, you
Mataji.
started. Okay.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Nice. Okay, so text 119 synonyms. Chaitanya Prabhura of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Mohima, the glories, Kohibora Tore, for the purpose of speaking, Krishnera of Lord Krishna, Mohima, the glories, Kohi, I speak, Korea, doing, Vistare, in expansion. Translation. Just to enunciate the glories of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I have tried to describe the glories of Sri Krishna in detail. Text 120 synonyms. Chaitanya Goshaira of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, A.E. this Tattva of the truth, Nirupana settling, Swayam Bhagavan, himself the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, Lord Krishna, Vrajendra Nandana, the son of the King of Vraja. Translation. The conclusion is that Lord Chaitanya is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, the son of the King of Vraja. Text 121 synonyms. Sri Rupa, Srila Rupa Goswami, Raghunatha, Sri Raghunatha Dasa Goswami, Hode, at the lotus feet, Jara, whose, Asha, expectation, Chaitanya Charitamrita, the book named Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishna Dasa, Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami. Praying at the lotus feet of Sri Rupa and Sri Raghunatha, always desiring their mercy, I, Krishna Dasa, narrate Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, following in their footsteps. Purport. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila, second chapter, describing Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Om Jnanatimirandasya Gyananjanashalakaya Chaksharunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutali Swayam Rupah Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Shri Tapadakamalam Sri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamscha हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, thank you for joining this Chaitanya Charitamrita class. So, in this chapter, chapter number 2, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he gives a detailed explanation of the features of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Sri Krishna, and he does it again to prove that Krishna, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is none other than the Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, right? He gives all the features, all the explanations of, see all these verses, 100, about 115 verses. He talks about Krishna, his potencies, and how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none other than Sri Krishna himself. So, this chapter 2, titled Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we conclude this chapter today. So today's verses starts from verse number 118, right? So this verse number 118 will say a conclusive, it gives a conclusive summary of what happened before. See, it starts with चैतन्य मोहिम जानी ये सब सिद्धांते चित्त दृढ़ होने लगे मोहिम ज्ञान हईते. So he says that by such conclusive studies, I know the glories of Lord Chaitanya. So what are those such conclusive studies? What are those studies? So those studies are the studies which Kaviraj Goswami has mentioned in this previous verses. What is the previous verse? This is a very important verse. So Siddhanta boli chittana korina koro alash. So don't think this as a philosophy. Whatever I have said so far is not a philosophy, it's a truth. It has some basis, it has some requirements, it has some weightage. So don't put it aside, thinking this as a philosophy, right? This is not a philosophy. This has some meaning. And iha hoite Krishna lage shrujada manas. So if you are attached, if your minds are attached to the lotus foot of Krishna or to the Krishna, and if you read this conclusively as something with something with value, then we'll get attached to Krishna. So that's what he's saying. So a sincere student should not neglect the discussion of such conclusions, considering them controversial. For such discussions strengthen the mind, thus one's mind becomes attached to Krishna. So for us to attach to Krishna, a student of bhakti or a student of a devotion, for him to attach to bhakti or to practice bhakti, he should what are the two things he says here? Yeah, only by knowing these glories, we should know the glories. The second verse, this verse says that just to enunciate the glory. No, the sorry, 120 verse. The conclusion is that Lord Chaitanya is Supreme Person. Where does it say it? Anyway, so the verse says that it is it is important to understand by such conclusive studies another glories of Lord Chaitanya. Only by this one, only by knowing the glories, one can become strong and fixed in the attachment to him. So to get attached to Krishna, the thing is like we have to understand the glories of Krishna through the writings, by reading through, by the knowledge. I think previous verse it says that. So to understand, to become attached to Krishna, our knowledge should be increased. So what kind of knowledge is that? That knowledge which was derived from the writings of these acharyas. Unless we have that knowledge, not any knowledge, not this material world knowledge, not the knowledge of how to make a rocket. No, the knowledge of the summaries of the conclusive derivatives of the writings of these acharyas, previous acharyas in this line of in this disciplic succession, these four approved disciplic successions. If we read the writings of those acharyas, then we will include, then we will get knowledge, and that knowledge will get us attached to the um, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, right? And we have seen in multiple occasions, actually, Kaviraj Goswami goes in like very deep in saying what are the qualities of Krishna. He explains the features of Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He explains the features. He explains the features like Prabhava, Vaibhava, right? So, and in Prabhava there are two types. One is temporary, one is long term. So he explains about Vaibhava, and he explains like what is the difference between Prabhava and Vaibhava. Prabhava is like when Krishna expands himself. For example, he had married 16,108 queens. Like he had 16,100 queens, and he was present in each and every palace. None of the queens were thinking Krishna is not present with me on particular day. So that means he has expanded himself into 16,100 forms. That is Prabhava of expansion. He himself has expanded. But when it comes to Vaibhava, it is his expansion only, but not exactly Krishna. Like, Vamana, Narasingha, all these are the expansions of Krishna himself, like including Balaram, Sankarshan, everyone. Yet those are the expansions of Krishna, but they're not exactly Krishna. That their mood, their features are not exactly like Krishna. So that's why they're categorized as a Vaibhava. So what we are saying here is that yeah, so this verse says that this knowledge is already been loaded or given to us in this chapter, in the previous verses of this chapter. And please have attention, pay attention, and read through these verses. That's what Kaviraj Goswami is mentioning here. Don't neglect them, thinking as a philosophy, thinking as a controversial subject matter, because they see, hey, you say Krishna is big, Vishnu is big, Vishnu is incarnation, Vishnu is Krishna's incarnation. There are controversies if you don't read, if you don't have the knowledge, if you don't study the summaries of the acharyas. We'll get into these controversies. but those controversies will be eliminated. We'll get equipped with knowledge if we read through these verses. That's what Kaviraj Goswami is stressing on this in this chapter, in this verse especially. So by such conclusive studies, I know the glories of Lord Chaitanya. Only by knowing these glories can one become strong and fixed in attachment, right? So just yeah, Chaitanya Prabhu ra Mohima kohi bora tare, Krishna ra Mohima kohi puriya vistare. Just to enunciate the glories of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I have tried to describe the glories of Sri Krishna in detail. So just to enunciate the glories of who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very hard to understand for the normal humankind in this Kali Yuga, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Channa avatar. Channa avatar means he came in disguise. He's not going to show himself as Krishna. He looks like a mendicant who is always chanting the names of Hari and Krishna, right? He is not shown as a powerful Lord Sri Krishna, but he display himself as a devotee. So he came as Channa avatar, like past avatar or incarnation in disguise. He's not showing his properties. So that's why Kaviraj Goswami has elaborated the features of Krishna, elaborated what is Krishna, what are the features of Krishna, what are his three representations, right? Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavaneti, Uchate, right? That the three, like Brahman, his Brahman feature, his Paramatma feature. He explained about the Supreme Personal Bhagavan feature. So all these are explained in this verse. He's saying here that I am telling all this about Krishna because Krishna is nothing, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none other than Krishna. So all this will apply to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also. He is that same Supreme Personality of Godhead who came down in this world in disguise. So that's what he's saying here. In text 120, the conclusion is that Chaitanya Goshaira e Tattva Nirupana Swayam Bhagavan Krishna Vrajendra Nandana. So he's concluding here again. The conclusion is that Lord Chaitanya is the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, the son of the King of Praja. He is proclaiming, he's adding Krishna. There may be 1,000 Krishnas. There may be some names, some people give names as Krishna. But that Krishna who is son of Rajendra Nandana, the Brajendra Nandana Nanda Maharaj, the son of Nanda Maharaj, or the son of the king of Raja, that Krishna I'm talking. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not um, he's not an incarnation, or he's not some Krishna with some normal name. Like, there may be so many Krishnas in this world, but the Krishna who is son of the king of Raja, that is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So son of the king of Raja is Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who appeared in Dwapar Yuga, and he has established himself to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead by many miraculous activities. He has showed his Krishna. Srila Prabhupada said there was a conversation. He says that if one proclaims to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead, let him lift the Govardhan Hill on his tip of a finger and lift it for 7 days, and then we agree that he's the supreme personality of Godhead. Or let him show the Vishwarupa form. Let him show the Vishwarupa form. Then we'll agree that he's Krishna. Yeah, the supreme personality of Godhead. But no one can do that. Only Krishna, the supreme personality of Godhead, can do that, and he has done it a few times when he appeared in Dwapar Yuga, right? So that same Krishna who spoke 700 verses within 45 minutes of duration, 45 or 48 minutes of duration, that Krishna, one muhurta time he finished those things, right? So that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none other than that Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that is the conclusion he's giving after explaining all the features of Krishna in this chapter. He explained the features of Krishna about 100, 115 verses, and then he's concluding at the end of this chapter that, okay, so this is my mati. So I mean, he's not saying my mati, but he's saying that this is that Krishna sorry, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none other than that Krishna. Okay, now the last verse of this chapter, Sri Rupa Raghunatha Pade Jara Asha Chaitanya Charitamrita Kohe Krishna Dasa. Sri Rupa Raghunatha Pade. These words, right? Can someone remember any song with this words?
He's talking about Sri Rupa Goswami and Raghunath Goswami.
Yes, Mataji. Yeah, but we have similar words, similar words by some song.
Oh, some songs. No,
yeah.
I do not know that song.
I'll put it here. Go on. So there is a song by our dear Narottam Das Thakur, right? He says that lyrics. গৌরাঙ্গ বলিতে হবে পূজা শরীরা হরি হরি বলিতে নয়নে ভবিনীরা আর কবে নিতাই চন্দের করুণা হইবে সংসার বাসানা মোরা কবে তুচ্ছ হবে বিষয়াচরিয়া কবে শুদ্ধ হবে মন কবে হম হেরাবো শ্রী বৃন্দাবন। You see here now?
Okay.
Rupa
Yeah, Rupa Raghunath.
Raghunatha পদে হইবে আকুতি কবে হাম ভুজাবো সেই যুগল প্রীতি। फिर again रूपा रघुनाथ পদে রাহু মোর আশা প্রার্থনা করো yo সাধা নরোত্তম দাসা। See, he's using the same words here. Rupara Nata Pade. So, for this one, we want to understand little background. Okay. So, Narottam Das Thakur, Narottam Das Thakur is a disciple of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Okay. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami's Siksha Guru is Raghunath Das Goswami. Okay. And the head of all the Shad Goswami is Rupa Goswami. So that's why when Rupa Goswami, sorry, when his guru, Narottam Das Goswami's guru, who is Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, if you see these words, right, Sri Rupa Raghunatha Pade, he used every last verse of this Chaitanya Charitamrita chapters. You scroll back and check each and every chapter. The last verse of these chapters will have this verse. If you for example, if I go back to yeah, if I go back to the chapter 1, okay, let me go back from here. Yeah, chapter 2, right? Let's go to Adi Lila, chapter 1. Shri Rupa Raghunatha Pade Jara Asha, right? Same thing, same verse, without any change. You go to the third chapter, last verse. Sri Rupa Raghunatha Pade Jara Asha, right? You see that?
Yep.
Now,
yep.
Let's go back to the 17th chapter. Do we see the same verse? No, because it's the end of the Adi Lila. So that's why he includes all the he specifies each and every Shadgosha here. Sri Swarup, he is using Swarup, Damodar, Sri Rupa, Sri Sanatana, Sri Raghunath Dasa. Only at the end of the Leela, like now these divisions, Adi Lila, Madhya Lila, and like Antya Lila. So he uses this verse, but otherwise every chapter he stops. I told you in the beginning in my previous classes that Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has very well thought through this process before writing this book. He has put a lot of effort to make the understanding of a devotee very clear. He's very clear with his idea, what he's proposing to us, what he wants to give it to us. So like that, that's why Chaitanya Charitamrita is very, very easy to understand for any neophyte, for any regular reader. So that's one point I want to mention here. So that's why, so he has followed a pattern. It's not just written, or it's not just translated some. I mean, it's not a translation of some other work. He has thought through this process. He had heard this knowledge from Raghunath Das Goswami. Raghunath Das Goswami is his guru, right? Shiksha guru. And Raghunath Das Goswami has um, spent a very good time with Swarup Damodar Prabhu. Swarup Damodar Prabhu is a personal secretary of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Swarup Damodar Prabhu was with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for 18 years during his after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got like initiated into sannyas. In Jagannath Puri, Swarup Damodar Prabhu was with him day in and day out. Basically, Ramananda Raya and Swarup Damodar Prabhu were with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and they knew the mood of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They knew what's happening with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu may be thinking at some point. So they knew that, especially Swarup Damodar Prabhu, because he was a personal secretary of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was with him all the time, including the time of Gambhira. He was like last few years when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in Gambhira, he was there. He was with him, right? He knew the mood of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that same knowledge was given to Raghunath Das Goswami. Raghunath Das Goswami learned that from Swarup Damodar Prabhu, and Raghunath Das Goswami as a guru has transformed or given that knowledge to Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. So that's why Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is praying to Raghunath Goswami here. Each and every chapter, he is completely dependent upon the Guru's instruction, whatever the knowledge he got from his Guru, he's trying to put this um, into this book. So he is paying obeisances to the head of the Shat Gosais, that is Rupa Goswami. Rupa Goswami is the head, and because if you remember correctly, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we'll get to know in the following chapters also. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spent a valid time, and he spoke about the rules and regulations of bhakti to Sanatana Goswami, not just rules and regulations, and he didn't talk in the deeper subjects to Sanatana Goswami. But when he met with Rupa Goswami, he gave the summum bonum of what is um, how you should behave in bhakti. What is like, he went deeper subject, like, what is bhakti, what is Krishna, what is Radharani, what is the mood of those Brajavasis towards Krishna's bhakti. That kind of conversation that happened between Krishna and Rupa Goswami. So Rupa Goswami knows um, uh, this bhakti in detail. That's why every time Kaviraj Goswami is paying obeisances each and every at the end of each and every chapter. He's paying obeisances and prayers, remembering the Rupa Goswami and his Guru Raghunath Goswami, because of them sharing their knowledge about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All these stories, what he's writing here, he has got them from them. So that's why he's paying obeisances and remembering them, and he's yeah, so he's remembering them each and every verse, each and every chapter at the end. So praying to the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya, Sri Rupa and Sri Raghunatha, always desiring their mercy. So he's telling, he always desiring
Mm.
mercy. I, Krishnadas, narrate Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, following in their footsteps. So he's
Steps.
following in their footsteps because they were very close to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They have spent um, enough time with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu all those years. So that's how he wants to conclude. Yeah, so that's what we have for the class today. But if you want, we can go through and understand this prayer. This is a very good prayer for Narottam Das Thakur. So Narottam Das Thakur, being the disciple of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he is also following the footsteps of his guru and praying to Rupa and Raghunatha. Right? Do you see this here? So this Rupa Raghunatha Pade Hoibe Akuti Kobe Hama Bujabo Se Jugala Priti. So let's someone can read the translation.
Yes,
Gauranga,
Prabhuji, I can
yeah,
read.
let's read the let's recite the first verse and then you can read Mataji. Okay. Gauranga bolite habe pulaka sharira hari hari bolite nayane bhavenira. Yeah, please read Mataji.
When will that opportunate moment come to us, when there will be shivering of the body as soon as we chant Lord Gauranga's name while chanting Hare Krishna, when will there be a tears in the eyes?
Yeah, very nice. So, Narottam Das Thakur is renowned for his songs. So, um this song, if you see here, this is the first song in Narottam Das Prarthana. There are two editions of, sorry, two books of Prarthana, Prarthana 1 and Prarthana 2. If you take that book of Narottam Das Thakur, you will get the sweetness of the bhakti, sweetness of the songs. His songs are beautiful. He loved the songs, right? So this is the first song by Narottam Das Thakur. So that song, say the first verse of that song is Gauranga bolite hobe pulako sharira. So he's saying that when will my body shiver when I take the name of Gauranga, right? So Srila Prabhupada mentions in one of the purports that shivering of the body is a symptom of bhakti. When you are in love, when you are in need, when you are expecting something to achieve, then like with that love, with that mood, with that absorption in that love, our body gets shivered, right? So Srila Prabhupada also mentions after that that it should not be imitation. It should not be something which we do unnaturally, or it should not come. It should come out as a natural symptom or natural. Yeah, it should not come naturally. It should come naturally. It should not be like we're trying to imitate and we're trying to say I'm saying something, some name and my body shivering. No, it should come naturally. So that shows the um, progress in bhakti. That shows you are going ahead in bhakti. You're stepping towards the real devotion. So here the shivering of the he's Narottama Das Thakur is claiming that when will our body shiver when I take the name of Gauranga? So when will that moment come? That's what he's aspiring for. And he is also in the second line he's saying that when will my tears flow in the name of Hari Hari, like Hare Krishna? Yeah. Hari Hari, when you say that, the tears should flow. That is the depth we should have when we chant section rounds. But are we really focusing on that? Are we really, I mean, as Prabhupada said, we should not imitate, but if by we should have that love, which we should have that, we should develop that kind of attraction to the names that the tears should flow, and that shows our progress in bhakti. And everyone is different, but yeah, that is what Narottam Das Thakur saying that. So second verse, Arako Benita Chander Karuna Hoibe Sansara Basana Mora Kobe Tucha Hobe. Second verse, Mataji, can you translate?
When will I obtain the mercy of Lord Nityananda Chandra? When by his mercy will the desire for a material enjoyment become very insignificant?
Very good, Mataji. So
Material
he
enjoyment becomes very insignificant.
insignificant. So Srila Prabhupada also points here that as far as we have some kind of material attachment, it's very hard. It's super hard to um, go towards bhakti. Yes, we are practicing some Vaidhi bhakti, maybe like we try to do some arati and abhishek and other things, and we also do chanting. But until unless we feel these material achievements as insignificant, it is kind of impossible to move towards the bhakti. We should completely dedicate ourselves to the bhakti, and to do that, to make this material, to make you to cut those strings of this attachment to the material world, Sri Guru will help us. That Sri Guru or the Adi Guru is Nityananda Ram. Nityananda Ram is nothing but Shankarshan. Nityananda Ram is nothing but Baladev. So that Baladev, that Sri Guru, that Adi Guru will help us, and that's why Narottam Das Thakur is saying that. When will I obtain the mercy of Lord Nityananda? Unless I have the mercy of Lord Nityananda, Srila Prabhupada also quotes there, unless one has the mercy of Lord Nityananda, he cannot even touch or he cannot even reach to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Krishna, forget about Krishna. So if we don't have the mercy of Nityananda Ram, there is no Krishna, no Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So and we don't have the mercy of Balaram, there is no Krishna. There is no, yeah, unless there is a mercy of Nityananda Ram, there is no Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that's what he's saying, that so the Adi Guru's mercy, Sri Nityananda Ram's mercy is required, and Narottama Das Thakur is aspiring for it. He's saying that when will I get the mercy of Nityananda Ram? Yeah, Nitai Padakamala Koti Chandra Shushitala, right? He song, that very nice song. That was also written by Narottama Das Thakur, if I'm not wrong. So Nitai Padakamala. So the lotus feet of Nityananda Ram are so merciful, so cool, so nice. You feel good. How nice are they? They're as nice, as cool as 1 crore or crores of moons when they come in. One moon we see on a Purnima day and we get elated. Wow, what a moon. Yeah. So we see this full moon and we get so elated. We feel so good. So think about 1 crore moons or crores of moons like that, and they're all together at one place, and we're watching them. What kind of feeling we have? What kind of warmth we feel? So that is the warmth we get from Nityananda Ram's lotus feet. So that Guru, that Nityananda Ram, we should dedicate ourselves, or we should aspire for the mercy of lotus feet of Nityananda Ram. So that's Narottam Das Thakur is saying that when will I get that mercy of Nityananda Ram, so I can feel these material attachments as insignificant, right? The third verse, Vishaya Chariya Kabe Shadaha Bimana Kabe Hama Hirabu Shri Brindabana.
When the mind is completely purified, being freed from our material anxieties and desire, then I shall able to understand Vrindavana and the conjugal love of Radha and Krishna. And then my spiritual life will be successful.
Yes. When we go to Vrindavan, yes, everyone can go, they can take a flight and they can um, hop into the taxi and go to Vrindavan, right? So that going to Vrindavan is not, sorry, 1 second. That going to Vrindavan is not successful because we are all going with the anxieties of this material world. To really enjoy, to really feel the love of Radha and Krishna and Vrindavan, to really um, feel the presence of Krishna and Vrindavan, we should we should not have any anxieties of this material world. So this Brajamandal Parikrama they do in Vrindavan every year. That's very good. 1 month, you're out of your phone, you have no connections in this material world. You just go there with the devotees, stay with the devotees, and go through the Brajmandal Parikrama each and every day to different pastime places of Krishna. Just relish. You have no worries, no prasadam worries, no staying worries. Everything is taken care. You just sit there, take prasadam, hear the katha of Krishna everywhere, and watch the pastime Leela Sthalis of Sri Krishna Chandra throughout Brajamandal. So we're away, no phone, no phone, no talking to anyone, just focus on Krishna. So what I'm trying to say is like if we have a condition like that, I mean, if we are conditioned and if we carry those mentally the material uh, anxieties to these thalis, we don't feel the reality or we don't feel Krishna, we don't feel the presence of Krishna there. we go there, we see Yamuna River and says, oh, how dirty this Yamuna is, oh, how dirty the streets are. There was, I think, um, one devotee was telling that you go to Yamuna and say that how dirty this is, and Yamuna ji is thinking how dirty this fellow is. You know, he ate. I mean, he is such a materially conscious fellow, and he's taking how he's jumping into my water to take a dip, and I don't want him to be in my water. I'm getting impure because of his presence. So that is we as living beings, we think that we're good, and we feel that the sthalis like the Leela Sthalis like Yamunaji and Brajmandal, we think they're bad, but if you see in their perspective, they're looking at us and saying that how bad this person, like, you know, he's not a he is in the garb of a devotee, but he's carrying all these material anxieties and everything, and he's coming to take a dip in us, or he's coming to feel us, so we don't want him to be here. So that is what they are thinking. So that's just a um, one of the devotees mentioning. But what I'm trying to say is, like, if we go with those material anxieties, there is nothing. I mean, we don't get that real taste, the real meaning of being in Vrindavan, meaning of being in that Braj Mandal. So that's why Narottam Das Thakur is saying that when will my mind will completely be purified. So when that happens, I can understand Vrindavan. He's saying, understand Vrindavan, and I can understand the conjugal love of Radha and Krishna. And then once we understand the meaning and understand the uh, presence of Krishna in Vrindavan, then we can think, or we have a hope that we can be spiritually successful. Okay. And the fourth verse, Rupa Raghunatha Pade Hoibe Akuti Kobe Hama Bhuja Boshe Jugala Priti. Fourth verse, Mataji.
When shall I be very much eager to study the books led by the six Goswamis, headed by the Srila Rupa Goswami, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami? By their instruction, I shall be able to properly understand the loving affairs of Radha and Krishna.
Yes, so he's saying that same verse we have read through in Chaitanya Charitamrita chapter 2 today, is that the conclusive, that is, I think, 117 verse. So it says that to understand, or to get into the bhakti, we need to understand, we need to have the knowledge. So that knowledge, what kind of knowledge? That knowledge which we get by reading the books, by reading the writings of different acharyas in this line, then only we get a knowledge, and with that knowledge we can get back to Godhead, or we can get to understand what is Krishna, that reality. So we cannot just put aside uh, these books as philosophy and some kind of controversies and all those things. But if you get that knowledge, the right string will be yeah, struck, and then we get into this understandings, and then we get into proper understanding of loving hours of Radha and Krishna. So he's aspiring for, when shall I be very much eager to study the books left by six Goswamis, like he's naming here, Sri Rupa, Srila Raghunath Goswami, right? And the fifth verse is Rupa Raghunatha Pade Rahu Mora Asha Pratana Koro Ye Saga Narottama Dasa.
My only aspiration is to attain the lotus feet of the six Goswami, headed by Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Raghunath Das Goswami. Narottam Das constantly prays to attain their lotus feet.
Yeah, Narottam Das
Hare
Thakur.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. So Narottam Das Thakur, he is aspiring to um, attain the lotus feet of Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Raghunatha Goswami, exactly as his guru Kaviraj Goswami has mentioned, Sri Rupa Raghunatha Pade. So that's where we started. Sri Rupa Raghunatha Pade, Jara Asha, Chaitanya Charitamrita Kohe Krishna Dasa. So every chapter, um, Kaviraj Goswami is using those words and he's praying and praying for the mercy of his Guru Sri Rupa Sri Raghunatha, and he is aspiring to get the mercy from the lotus feet of his gurus Sri Rupa and Raghunatha. So that's how this Adi Lila chapter 2 ends here. Okay. So Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
If you have anything to share, any reflections, we would love to hear. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, nice class. You have explained very well. Only I have one question. How much time Kaviraj Goswami spent the time with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu?
I
Directly or just three Goswami?
As maybe I'm wrong, Mataji. I'm taking a guess here. So I don't think he had an association with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But maybe I'm wrong. This is pure estimation or pure with my whatever I know. This is my assumption. So maybe I'm wrong. Okay. So I think he got the knowledge about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from Raghunath Goswami and Rupa Goswami and Sarup Damodar Goswami. Other than that, I don't know if he has a direct.
Yeah, to have that much love and write a book without blessing of the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu directly, he could do it is amazing then.
Yes, Mataji. I think that is the power of Guru, right? Guru can impart that knowledge. Guru can like I have never met with. I mean, I'm not comparing it with anyone, but so sometimes we don't meet with people, but still we develop that love. If you remember, Rukmini, Rukmini was completely
Right, Krishna.
completely
By
attracted to
hearing,
Krishna just by hearing the stories of
hearing the glories of Krishna.
right. She had never met him. She didn't she just heard about Krishna stories and she got attracted. So that is the quality of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That is the personality of Godhead, right? All attractive is one of the qualities. So that way they get attracted with such we even though you're not in direct contact, they may be attracted. They get attracted. I mean, they means we get attracted to this Supreme Personality of Godhead. I
Thank you,
will
Prabhuji.
research a little bit, Mataji. My answer is regarding regarding Kaviraj Goswami's direct contact with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I don't know exactly, but I'll research and I'll get back if I find something.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
No problem.
Prabhu, he didn't directly meet Mahaprabhu.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, thank you.
He got all this from his Raghunathas Goswami, who was the disciple of Mahaprabhu. So it was much, much later. Mahaprabhu, and he was Kavidar. Goswami was, I think, late 90s or mid 90s when he started writing.
Yeah. Like his age was 90s, correct? Right, Prabhuji?
So it is just like we hear the glories of Krishna and we have to love Krishna same way he did it, huh?
Yeah, we'll get attracted by hearing.
Right. Yeah.
That is all attractive feature of the Lord.
Right.
Right. So with that, back to Simheshwar Prabhu if he's available.
Tibol, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Able to hear me?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Yeah, that's right. Srinath Goswami didn't have a direct darshan of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but what I heard is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had a darshan. Krishnadas Goswami had a darshan in the dream of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Like
Prabhuji, आवाज is breaking.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. So when the Lord comes in the dream, there is no difference between that's real. Even though he's in dream, that's real, right? So Vaishnava said that Krishna is not imaginary at any point of time.
Sri Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji, can you? Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I think some weak signal. Anything else? Anybody else has to add? Okay. So then
So
we'll
Prabhuji,
conclude.
he met in a train. You break up the voice, so we did not hear full sentence.
No, I was saying that anybody else has anything to add? Any other comments? Oh, you didn't hear anything what I said in the
No, we
beginning?
did not. You break up. So you only said he was met in a train, and then
Dream.
we did not hear you.
No, not in the train. In the dream. In the dream.
Oh, dream. Okay. And then your voice breaks, so we did not hear completely.
Yeah. So this way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was showering mercy to Krishna Raj Goswami as well. Very much pleased, and like Nityananda Prabhu also gave darshan to Krishna Raj Goswami in the dream.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Anything else? Okay, so then let's conclude. Let's chant together. Vancha kalpatarupasya. Patitanam pavanebhyo. Vaishnava ki jai. Viraj Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananda Gaudi Vaishnavrinda ki jai. So tomorrow there won't be any class because of tomorrow Lal Govinda Prabhu is giving the class Kada in the temple. So there won't be anything. And also today we concluded the second chapter. So we can read, if anybody, please read the summary of the entire chapter, so that when we go to the next chapter, that's the external reasons of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearances. They'll be starting on Monday. So everybody please join. We are getting more deeper and deeper into the understanding of the spiritual science, and especially who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So thank you so much. Let's conclude. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Wonderful
Prabhuji.
class. Thank you, Hari Bol.
Hare Bol.
Hari Bol.
Thank you, everyone. Hare Krishna.